Welcome race fans, NAGP GT1 Thursday Night Racing is live. Hey, see we got some viewers here tonight, that's great. Sorry about last week folks, we had some technical issues and that got all messed up, but we are back at it tonight with our fourth race of the season. GT1 Championship at Nurburgring. This is going to be a tough track. I've heard the guys moaning and groaning about this, so we've got a lot of fun racing going on. They're not liking the chicane turns 13 and 14, but they're going to have to deal with it tonight. So we'll just get out on the track and watch some of the drivers come around. We've got some interesting developments going on here. Let's just run them down. GT1 in the Drivers' Championship is heating up. We got Brad, the instructor emeritus, with 64 points, and Rich Roman with 46, Aaron Parsons with 44, Alex White with 34, and David Poel with 32. The Team Championship, Anger Racing, Maris, Brado. Wow, what can I say? That is a team to be reckoned with. 116 points. The team of Parsons and Gregory Myers in T-Pro Bam Bam is 70 points. So there is a bit of ways to make up there. Agency Racing, Roman and Cole with 54. 05 Motorsports with David Poel and Warner with 47. And PMR, Moses and Merriman with 30 points. So, Anger Racing, the team to catch there. I don't know. I'd put my money on those guys. We have got some guys running with some ballast tonight. John Sportelli is going to be carrying 66 pounds. Brad Maris is going to be carrying 132 pounds. Fred Pizzotti, 88 pounds, Andre Prado with 22, and Parsons is going to carry 66. We got a couple of driver substitutions. Alex White is going to be... Oh, it looks like Gufster's got a 15-second stop penalty for the start of the race there in the chat forum there. Alex White is subbing in for Alex Scott. He's going to be in the Maserati MC12. And Liquid Lou Mascarelli is subbing in for Ian Joliker, our boy in blue, and the number 2 Aston Martin. So, there you have it. Tonight's race is going to run about 47-48 laps. I think in my previous notes we should be in around low 140s. Let's just take a look and see where these guys are running right now. No one's got a time in there yet. Again, I gotta apologize to you viewers that send in your chats. I have tried to manipulate my screen as best I can. I'm half blind. I'm an old guy here. I have a real hard time. Hey, thanks for the comment there. Kenny Rodriguez, I believe that is. I have a hard time reading the chats. I'm gonna do my best. I got some new glasses here, but like I said, I'm half blind. I'm an old guy. I can barely see at the best of times. Anyhow, going to be lots of action tonight. So, looks like we got Poel dropping to 5th already. Rally in 2nd. Poel has taken P1 again. Rally in the Koenigsegg in P2. Chris Moses in P3. He's parked it, making a few changes. And our lucky leprechaun, David Canavan from the Green Isle. Hey, he's just dropped to P4, and let's see, Parsons into P4, Rally in 3, Alex White in P2. Alex showed some great speed. He says he's racing with a bad foot, but he says he's doing this left-footed, 1 foot. I could probably use 3 feet and still couldn't go half as fast as he's doing. Tonight, we are going to feature a few drivers and a few of the teams. just as a little bit of background, give you a little background information on the team, the drivers, their hometowns, there's some of their stats, and give them a few extra laps on the TV camera. So let's just cycle around and take a good look at the drivers tonight. Werner up P3. Poel and Werner. They were doing real good in early practice, so these are two to watch in big fours. David Rally. Now that corner there, we just saw him coming off. That one there, we've really got to watch that corner. That 13-14, the NGK chicane. That could cost somebody the race if they get too many cuts in there. Parsons in 5, Jason Canavan down, Chris Moses, another big Ford in P7. John Sportelli in P9. Salem Montgomery Jr. And this guy's really come a long way in the last couple seasons. He's been around in a GP. He's racing Mondays, he's racing Thursdays, and thanks for coming up and after Monday night's race. Salem, you're a real gentleman. Christian Hamilton in P11. Christian in the Lister Storm. Those curbs are going to be come into play here tonight if these guys think they're going to drive over them. They're quite intense in certain different areas of that. Brad Maris, the instructor. You got to watch for this guy. This guy is undoubtedly having a great season here in GT1. Lauren Weisman. Lauren, one half of the French Connection in the Nissan. Marco Conti, Marco racing out of California. Marco's in the Lambo. He likes the Italian cars. No stretch there, though. Fred Pizzotti. Fred, new driver here, new guy. Look out, guys. Another one of our drivers from down under, and I mean way down under. From Rio de Janeiro in the C5. We're going to keep our eye on Fred. Yeah, I tried to get a chat with him earlier. He's having a little bit of Mike's problems, but we're going to keep an eye on these guys. We know these South Americans can drive the wheels off these cars. Currently sitting in P15. Let's take a look as he comes around the Coca-Cola curve. Down to the start-finish. Fred still sits in P16. Andre Cole, one half of H&C Racing. Mikey Graytrix, P18. Mike driving the Ferrari 575. And Sam Rolfe. Sam Rolfe, one half of Rolfe Sport Racing, teammate with John Sportelli. Big Al, the boss, Merriman. Al, the other half of PMR Racing, teamed up with Chris Moses. Well, you're right, Kenny. Let's hope the wheels do stay on. Big Al, got to be a big thanks out to Al, who holds this whole NAGP together. And while we're talking about keeping the NAGP together, look, we're totally funded by donations here. We could use your money. We're not asking for lots. We don't ask for it on a continual or make it mandatory. But if you feel you're getting some value here, playing with us, in Monday, Thursday, or Saturday, throw a donation up, keep the wheels going. We are racing here at NAGP on Monday's GT2 series, and that series is packed. But we still have room for drivers. Chris makes a point of making sure everybody has the opportunity to race. We're getting upwards of 40 cars on the grid there Monday night, and the action is fabulous. Last Monday was no exception, with probably the most spectacular crashes we've ever seen. Absolutely, Kenny. I agree with you there. Thursday's GT1 series that we watch here. I am lucky enough to be allowed to witness and broadcast this on Thursday nights and Saturdays. We've got a couple of different leagues running there. We've got Champ Car and we got iRacing going too. So maybe you guys don't want to try some of that Saturday iRacing stuff, or maybe some of your iRacing guys want to come on over and race with the big boys. These are the big boys here. NAGP. The cars are virtual, the racing is real. Chuck Carter in V25 in the Koenigsegg. Lou Mascarelli in the Aston Martin, subbing in for Ian Joliker tonight. Jacob Carpati. Let's take a look here quick. In a Ferrari 575. Paul Hall. Paul Hall in the Lambo. Teamed up with Marco Conti. Whoa, a little bit of contact there, Paul. Yeah, better punch her out. Get back in. Let's just jump over leaderboard and see how we're faring out here. David Poel on the pole. Pole sitter David Poel. Well. Not a big surprise. 05, Poel and Werner are setting some blistering times out there. And that doesn't surprise me that he's up there, though. Not far behind is Alec White, Aaron Parsons, David Rowley, Roman, Werner, Prado, Weisman. Good on Warren, P8. Good to see that there. The one I am waiting to see is Brad Maris, to get that all cranked up, and Andre Prado up to P7. So Maris has got a little bit of work to do to catch his teammate. I have no doubt it is going to happen. So 152.53, now half a second over Alex White. Boy, oh boy, look at that. Absolute, almost a full second over Aaron Parsons. Jump on board with the wonder from down under, Aaron Parsons. This guy is one mighty competitor out there, folks, and in a beautiful car. That a McLaren F1 is just a gorgeous car. I could never make it go around the track, but boy, the guys who can sure make it go. So tonight we're looking at about 47 or 48 laps. Like I said, the guys are complaining. They sure don't like that chicane. There's some real tricky bits here, and maybe we'll just drive around with Parsons when he gets onto his hot lap. That corner there is where they're going to have to watch themselves. Around the Coca-Cola curve and into the front straight, past the start finish, into corner number one. A really tight right-hander, about 180 degrees into the Mercedes arena. A left-hander, two left-handers in a row, and another tight right-hander. Very technical bit of the track here. On the power, a short little straight, little cake to the left, and another tight right-hander. Dunlop curve. Into the RTL curve. catching a little bit of grass there. And down into the NGK chicane. And this is the one they're going to have to watch it. The Coca-Cola curve. And big on the power to finish it out. P4 for Mr. Parsons. Well, let's see how they're stacking up. Poel, Prado, up to P2. White in P3, Parsons 4, Werner, Rally, Roman, Weisman, Moses, Monroy, top 10. And as you can see, it's changing constantly now. As these guys get out, we've got great track conditions though, 89 degree Fahrenheit, 76 degree Fahrenheit ambient temperature, sunny conditions, forecast is for sun, and they've got 10 minutes left. Poel, Prado, White, Parsons, Werner, Rally, Rich Roman to P7, Lauren Weisman up to P8, Chris Moses pulling up to P9, and Marty Uren, our senior statesman, in P10, Juan Monroy in P11, David Canavan in P12. Gregory Mr. Smooth Myers in P14. Christian Hamilton at 15. Kevin Savoy in 16. John Waffen teaming up tonight with Lou, subbing in for Ian in P18. And John Sportelli back in P19. I know John didn't get much practice in here. He's been out traveling all week and just made it in time to get into the pits, get suited up and in the car. Big Al Merriman in P20, Marco Conti in 21, Fred Pizzotti in P22, Andre Cole in P23, Mikey Greydrich in 24th, Sam Rolfe in 25th, Chuck Carter in 26th, and Liquid Lou Mascarelli in 27th, Paul Hall in 28th, and Jacob Carpati in 29th. Jacob just made it in as well. Him and John must have caught the last taxi ride into the track tonight. And I'm Jack Ivey, I'm your broadcaster. Well, 7 minutes left. Johnny Mack in P31. Poel parking it for the minute. But not for long. And he's back out. Prado in P2. Now, we've got a little bit of a surprise for you tonight, folks. Probably going to look for lap 23, lap 24, barring any rain issues or weather issues. It's going to be a pit window here for the guys. They're going to start coming in. And we are going to have an in-car interview. An in-car interview with Andre Prado. Yes. Can Poel make it? Can he make it to the 49s? Well, when he starts his hot lap, we'll go over and see. It looks like he's coming around. Wow, 152.53. That is a pretty decent time. We now have a bunch of the drivers in the 150, so they are taking advantage of the rubber on the track and making the most of it. That is for sure. Top 6 drivers in the 150, top 7 drivers now. Werner jumps up there. So we've got Chris Moses all the way up to P4. Good on you, Chris. And they're not too far out. All within 7/100ths of a second there, 8/100ths of a second. Poel Prado, White, Moses, Parsons, Werner, and Morale, all in the 150s. David Poel pushing hard. All right, let's jump on board. David Poel, as he starts his hot lap. David Poel aboard big Ford GT1. Georgia. Big Ford pushing 600 horsepower at 7,700 RPM, 640 feet of torque with 5-liter V8 at 1,115 kilos. Well, can he do it? Come to the chicane. Way off the pace. So, he's got time for another lap though. P1 Poel. Alex White in P2, Andre Prado drops to P3, Chris Moses in P4, Rich Roman in P5, Mr. Parsons heading back out. Yeah, you're not going to have time there, Mr. Parsons, but give it a whirl. Andrew Werner, P7, Rally in P8, Canavan up to 9th, Lauren Weisman in 10th, Marty Uren in 11th. Hey, just a quick little note here. Off into the side channels, I was listening to the guys talking. Weisman, not running much of a wing there. He's got so much straight line speed out of that car he shouldn't be getting, but he doesn't run much downforce in that car. Juan Monroy in 12th, Montgomery in 13th. Good on you, Salem. Brad Maris, the instructor. Mustn't be liking this track because Brad's had some great success down to P14, but hey, keep your eye on this guy. This guy's going to be moving up. There's another guy who's going to move up. Mr. Quiet here. He's just going to quietly move up the grid. He's currently sitting at P15. Good start position for him. Christian Hamilton in 16. Kevin Savoy in 17. Marco Conti up to 18. Just a couple out of the points. John Wathen in 19. John Sportelli in 20, Andre Cole in 21, Big Al Merriman in 22, Fred Pizzata in 23, Mikey Graytrix in 24, Sam Rolfe in 25th, Chuck Carter in 26, Liquid Lou Mascarelli in 27, Paul Hall in 28, Jacob Carpati in 29, and Johnny Mack in 31. Well, that's just about going to do it there. We can just look at the leaderboard there for a second and see if anybody's coming around. Prado going to finish his off. Way wide in the gravel there. That pretty much pooches that one for him. Rich Roman might squeak it out. I doubt it for Mr. Parsons, though. Brado might be the only one to finish this. No, and he knows the lap is not good enough. So, sorry, get that out of the way for you, folks. Well, not a big surprise there. Poel and Warner doing a great job. 13 points as they move along here. Let's get myself set up a little better here. Five Motorsports. They could use these points to move up. They're currently in 4th place in the team standing. And David Poel currently in 5th place in the team standings. Well, there you go. So, that's the end of qualifying, and that's how they're going to sit. Poel, Roman, White, Brado, Moses. Absolutely. I'm probably going to do the same, Ken. I'm going to take a quick couple of seconds there to get, now, we might be able to, folks, we might be able to just slide over and have a quick listen to, now we're not going to bother doing that. We won't bother. Good chance, opportunity for you is to grab yourself a cup of coffee, grab yourself a drink, settle back in. We got an hour and a half of racing. Like I said, we got 47, maybe 48 laps going. At Nurburgring. So, Nurburgring, it is in Germany. Located in the village of Nurburg. 5.122 kilometers in length, 15 turns. Built in 1984. And as the description says, as many demanding turns and constant directional changes, it is going to be a testament to these drivers. But, as I mentioned before, NAGP, the home of the best sim racers in North America. Don't let that intimidate you. Got plenty of room. Come on out, grab a car. Check in with the admins and join us here Mondays, Thursdays, and Saturdays for some great action. All the rules are posted up on the website, and you're more than welcome to actually jump on the website and follow your drivers along on our live timing. Join the action and the camaraderie. A great bunch of guys here. And if you need some driving tips, be sure to grab one of our instructors. Always happy to make time for you, to give you the tips you need to get going a little faster around the track. So, just give me a second here and we'll be right back at you. NAGP Racing, GT1. The drivers would have finished their briefing from our race organizer, Chris Moses. We've got 33 drivers tonight. That's a good field. And a great bunch of drivers. Now we've got some new guys out there. Fred Pizzotti, as I mentioned before, out of Rio de Janeiro. Welcome, Fred. Great to have you, and we love to see the new drivers come in. Always room for new. Whoa, warm up. Look at that. I hope these guys are ready. Now, this is where it all comes down to preparation. Track is flooded. Jump on board with Roman. Nope, he's decided against it. I haven't got anybody going out on the track. Poel, David Poel, headed out on the track. Jump on board with David Poel. Track is flooded. Just like Monday night, we had a flooded race, which led to a first lap unmitigated disaster schmazzle. Let's hope we don't see more of the same. These guys got to just take it easy on a wet track. Get off the line clean, get moving clean, get some heat in the tires before they get all hell-bent to Sunday on winning the race at the first turn. It sure looks wet there. Give you a bit of an idea of what the drivers behind are going to see. It is not going to be pretty out there. And you can hear they're just feathering the throttle. Soft on the gas, easy on the brakes. Whoa, it is slick, slick, slick. Boy, that was about as good as you could expect to get through that chicane. Well, I would look for, if this is going to stand up, I would look for some of these cars in the Pirellis. Might have a bit of an advantage there. There's one guy here that might do real well in the rain as well. I suppose I'd look for Brad Maris as well. Another great rain driver. And Mr. Parsons, let's not forget him. So, wet track, not going to be good. Look at those trackside guys standing out there in the rain. Holy jump, they don't care. They're just interested in doing the race. You're right, Kenny. It is pouring out there. You never know from one minute to the next. This might be a good indication of what's going to come up, but you know what? I would really like to see a good, moderate temperature and a fast track for tonight's race. It's we may get it, who knows? These weather marts can be a little crazy. On board with Brad Maris. You know when you can see the glare on the track. It is flooded. Well, tire selection is going to be critical. And we've seen it. Look at the water on that track. Oh boy, as Motley tries to get the power down on that big Aston. In behind Sportiva, you can see the spray coming up, and the clouds, it doesn't look good. Going to be interesting, folks. Well, this will be interesting as well. There's Fred Pizzotti. We haven't seen him before. I haven't anyway. So we'll see how he makes himself get around this fully flooded track. You can see this big C5 pushing way out on that corner. I think it's going to be critical to stay in the groove tonight. Anywhere outside that groove is just going to be like a hydroplane nightmare. Well, that's the end of warm-up. Well, I gotta hope we don't have that tonight, folks. I really don't. So tonight we're gonna feature a couple of teams here. I like to try and feature the teams, give you their stats. So tonight we've got gonna try and feature 3 teams here. Give them a little bit of extra time. Agency Racing, Rich Roman, Andre Cole. GM Racing, Gup Douglas and Johnny Mack. And Roll Sport Racing with John Sportelli and Sam Rolfe. So, get ready, folks. In an hour and a half, great racing action. Whoa! Talk about a change. The track went from flooded and cold to 114 degrees dry, 96 degree ambient, sunny conditions and forecast. So there we go. There's your pole sitter, David Poel. I think, Kenny, we brought the sun gods out for the race. And we're ready for GT1 action Thursday night. NAGP, North America's finest sim racing league. Like I said, if you like watching it, try driving it. Come on out and race with us. We'd love to have you. Let's just run down the top 10. Poel, Roman, White, Prado, Moses, Parsons, Werner, Rally, Canavan, Savoie. Top 10. Weisman, Uren, Monroy, Montgomery Jr., Brad Maris, Greg Myers, Hamilton, Connie, Watson, Sportelli. Top 20. And we are ready to go. Poel with a great start. Out in front, Alex White off to a great start. Way outside is White, and they're all backed up. But it looks like they're getting through fairly clean in the corner, so we've got Poel, White, Roman, Prado, Rally, Moses, Parsons. Canavan having a look on the inside of Parsons, and Canavan putting a squeeze on and makes it by. And the race leaders are spacing themselves out a little bit. Poel, White, Roman, Prado, Rally, Moses, Canavan, Parsons, Weisman, Maris in P10, Savoie, but it looks like Sportelli has jumped up to P12 in front of Monroy, and Greg Myers up to P14, Watson in 15, Uren in 16, Werner in 17, Cole in 18, Raytrix, Hamilton, Big Al Merriman in 21, Andre Prado having some trouble there, dropped all the way back to P25, and Jacob Carpati in 26. Calderon and Lou Mascarelli have got tangled up, and they are off the track. Gup Douglas in P29. And that drops Lou back to 30th, Chuck Carter in 31st. And Salem Montgomery has parked it. Go back out in front. We've got David Poel being pressured by Alex White. We've got Poel, White, Roman, Rowley, and Chris Moses, David Canavan, Aaron Parsons, and Weisman getting themselves spaced out nicely. Savoie getting pressured by Brad Maris. Sportelli in 11th with Craig Myers right behind him. Now, this is going to be an interesting battle to watch. I know these two are not swapping Christmas cards. John Moffat up to P13, and he's got Marty all over the back of him. Andrew Werner in P15th, but Andre Cole giving the pressure to him, and we have got John Moffat has put himself out, has dropped to P19. We got a little bit of a bumper tap there. Johnny Mack. And it looks like Andre Prado is on a mission and on a move, and he takes that place up to the P20. Boy, oh boy, we got some great action going in here. Sam Rolfe looks like he had a little bit of trouble on that last corner, but Prado is on the move. We've got a driver off, and we got a little bit of dust up ahead. Let's move up and see if we can. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Big Al. Prado on the outside of Big Al. And Prado around Big Al, pushes Al wide on that one. These cars are all packed up. This is, wow, side by side there. Graytrix has made it up around Big Al as well, too. Now Michael Graytrix trying to hang on to the back end of Prado. It would be a good move for Graytrix if he could do that, but boy, oh boy, there's Al. Look, oh, and Al gives him a tap. There is some bumping and grinding going on there, folks. McIntyre, and that looks like in behind him we've got John Watson trying to scream up into that pack. This is some extremely close racing here early on in our 49 lap special. Oh, wow, 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 wow. Big Al gets a little bit of a check on the corner there. Johnny McIntyre. There is some intense action going on here early. Big cut by Al there, and that's gonna, you know, this is gonna may come back to bite some of these guys later on. The cut rule is in effect here. So, Watton's hunting down Big Al. Boy, that Aston sure has the power there. Watton looking to the inside. Takes her back outside. That is one tight technical corner here. It's real finesse to get around these corners here. Fred, geez, I didn't notice if you had dropped out of cycle through all the cars when you're in the garage before the race. Make sure you got everybody loaded up. So we're going to cycle back quick before we get to the front of the pack. Monroy in 21, Johnny Sampson in the Porsche in 22, Gup Douglas in 23, Paul Hall in 24th, Lou Mascarelli in 25th, Mark O'Connor down in 26th. Boy, he had a good race going earlier. Chuck Carter in 27th, hunting Marco down. Sergio Calderon in 28th, Sam Rolfe back in 29th, and Salem has parked it in the garage. Here's your race leader, David Poel. Alex White, keeping him in sight, not letting him get too far in front. Rich Roman, followed by David Rowley. Rowley in the Koenigsegg. Let's jump on board with Rowley as he puts the pressure on. Hey, Fred, don't worry about it. Get your practice in and we'll see you then. Whoa, Rowley just about into the back end of Roman there. Fred, get some practice in and we'll see you back on Thursday night. Chris Moses in P5. He's got Rowley in sight. David Canavan. Well, this is going to be interesting. Canavan and Moses. Lauren Weisman up to P7 in the Nissan. Brad Maris in P8. Marty Urin in P9. Sportelli in 10. Myers in 11. Werner in 12. Cole in 13th. And looky here. Driving his way to the front of the pack is Prado. Wow, 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 wow. Christian Hamilton in 15th. Good run for Christian so far. And Mr. Parsons has dropped back to 16th, so had to be an altercation there going on to put Mr. Parsons back there. And you can bet that there isn't going to be too long before he puts a pass on Hamilton. Looking on the inside, the way he goes. And the way he goes is right. Little dip of the lights, thank you very much. Now, we got some racing going on here. Graytrix on the outside. Big Al on the inside. Al makes the pass. Graytrix lets him through. But we've got McIntyre, Monroy, and Wathen. What a gaggle of cars we got going here. We're going to hang in here, folks, because this looks like quite the battle that's going on here. Johnny Mack. Monroy, have a look on the inside. Mack on the outside there. Let's jump on board here. And Wathen leading up this group of 5 cars. There's some touching going on there. And that's let Wathen jump right back into the fray, and he's just sitting back saying, bumper up, boys. Give me the opportunity to grab a few spots. You know, guys, it's not all about racing for T1 in this league. Here we are. We got 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. All in racing like it's for the lead. So, well, we got Johnny Mack up. Johnny McIntyre. We'll just run down a few things about Johnny Mack. He's been in 120 races, 24 top 10s. His best start is 7th. His best finish is 6th. He averages 19th to start and 12th to finish. He's got 40 DNFs. Johnny Mack is originally from New Zealand. He's racing down to San Diego. He's an equipment engineer. And he is an All Blacks fan. If you don't know what that is, you'll have to look them up. Johnny McIntyre in P20. John Wathen in behind him. Looks like Big Al is moving that gap up and letting these guys battle it up. These guys are having a ton of fun right now. So Hamilton, last the points in 16th with Parsons at a 15th, and Parsons is setting his sight on Andre Cole. Andre Cole, one half of H&C Racing. Andre racing out of Bogota, Colombia. Andre's got 40 races in GT1, 4 top 10s. His best start is 7. His best finish is 6. He averages a starting of 20, and he averages a finish of 16. So Andre in the points, and like I said, one of our drivers from South America out of Bogota, Colombia, Andre Cole. Andre's in a McLaren F1, 600 horsepower, 6,250 RPMs, 715 foot-pound of torque, 1,180 kilograms, and they're 6.1 liter V12 engine running on Pirelli tires. Good on you, Mr. Cole. Andre Werner in P13. Now this is all closed up here. This looks like some good racing here too. We got Werner. Prado up to 12. Canavan in 11th. Myers in 10th. Brad Maris in 9th. And Sportelli in 8th. Whoa, looks like Maris and Myers now going at it. Greg not quite able to take advantage there, but he is putting the pressure on our instructor, Brad Maris. So, Brad in P9, Sportelli in 8, Marty Uren in 7. See, they're yapping themselves out of the front here. Lord Weisman in 6, Moses in 5, Raleigh in 4th, Roman 3rd, Alex White in P2, and Alex just get on board with Alex. Yes, Alex just got a peek and not gonna want to let Mr. Cole, race leader, get too far ahead. Let's just switch over leaderboard, take a quick look. So there you go. Poel in the big Ford got a 2-second advantage over White. About a 4-second over Roman, and about 7-second the leaders from the rally. So, top 5, 6 drivers got themselves all spaced out. We're going to go back to P7 and backwards because that's where the race is being fought tonight, folks. And here we go. Jump on board with Prado. Andre Prado up to P11. Got Myers and Maris in his sight. Boy, oh boy. Looks like Greg Myers has got himself in an anger racing sandwich. And it looks like Werner is climbing up the back end. Prado with a big bit of a bobble there. Yes, it is. Werner is coming up the backside there. Prado going, Prado, oh boy, a big bobble there. Just about lost it. Holy jumping. Hang on to our Andre. Cole in 13th. Still got these guys in sight. And Mr. Parsons chasing Andre down. boy, oh boy, did he ever break that well. Parsons quite one of the masters here at NAGP. Pretty much any car he drives is amazing to watch this guy. A danger, the wonder down from under. Maris is being passed, is dropped down to P12. Prado has gotten through, but unfortunately, whoa, and looks like Werner's having his bit of trouble too. Now we got to watch it. The track is so hot; these guys may end up having some tire problems. Those Ford GTs are going to start eating up those rear tires with this hot track. These guys are starting to settle down just a little bit. So we got Maris in 12th, Werner in 11th, Prado in 10th, and Prado, you can look for him to put the move on Greg Myers as soon as he can. But that's not going to be easy because this guy here, Greg Myers, is Mr. Smooth. This guy drives the line and drives it really well. Not the greatest qualifier in the pack here, but he just drives the line, drives it smooth, drives it consistent, lap after lap after lap, and that's what brings him up into the top 10. So, we got Prado in 10. Let's see if he's in close enough to grab a draft down the straight. Comfortable in 10. John Sportelli up in 9. Marty Uran in 7. Sorry about that, folks. Lauren Weisman in P6. Chris Moses solid in P5. Rally in P4. Rich Roman. Rich. The other half of HSC Racing, again in the McLaren F1, Rich Roman. Rich is out of Richfield Park in New Jersey. Rich Roman, 142 races, 13 wins, 90 top 5s, 130 top 10s. The average start is 7th, the average finish is 4th. Unbelievable. Way to go, Rich. One of the top premier drivers here in the NAGP. Alex White. The White Lightning. This guy can grab any car and drive the wheels off it. He is just stupidly fast. I don't know how he does it. He says he hates this car, but he's hanging on to P2 right now. And there's your race leader, David Poel. So, let's just cycle through the cars and take a look. Actually, let's go back and see where we are. We're going lap 11. We are about halfway to the first pit stop. Poel with a 4-second lead over White, and White with a 4-second lead over Roman, with a 7-second lead over Moses. They're pretty spread out, but look at this middle section here, folks. From 8 to 14 is a real race. So let's cycle our way back to the action. Poel, White, Roman, Moses, Weisman, Uran, Sportelli. Yeah, we got some time issues going on here. Let's go to Sportelli in 6th, Uran in 5th, Chris Moses in 4th, White, Roman. Who did we just lose? full white Roman Moses. Yeah. Sportelli. John Sportelli. John Sportelli. John's racing out of Liverpool, New York. He's a supplier developer. I'm not quite so sure what a supplier developer is. I think he's involved in the automotive industry, though. He's interested in golfing and guitar. Now, Sportelli, 122 races, 9 wins, 62 top 5s, 89 top 10s, 7 poles, average start is 6th, average finish is 6th, and he has a 14% DNF rate. This is one tough competitor. We got a driver out there in the sand there, not sure who that is. Sportelli, one half of World Sport Racing in the 550 Maranello Ferrari with 631 horsepower, 7,200 RPM, 750 foot-pounds of torque, 6-liter V12 on Michelin tires. John Sportelli, great gentleman. Love watching, talking, and spending time on the track, and great guy to be around. Prado up to P7. Wow. This guy's unbelievable. He's had a couple of unfortunate incidents where he's raced his way all the way back in. Greg Myers in 8th. Werner in 9th. Parsons up to 10. Maris in 11. Andre Cole in 12th. Some great action there, folks. Juan Monroy in 13th. And Juan getting the pressure on from Christian Hamilton. Jump on board with Christian. Christian looks like he's got a bit of damage going on there. Let's just take a quick look here, folks. Nope. My mistake. Car looks fine to me. Christian Hamilton. Putting the heat on Monroy. Whoa, and Monroy didn't really get set up too well on that corner. Let's see if Christian can power off and take advantage. Well, Juan doing a great job of holding his line there. And let's see if Christian can get up close enough off this last turn. Not enough there. But Christian is being followed by his teammate David Canavan. Will look for that. Lucky Irishman there to get that lister fired up. And back up to help out his teammate. Last points paying position is Al Merriman, who is not letting Canavan out of his sight. Let's just go back. Johnny McIntyre back to 17. And that looks like John Watson hunting him down. Let's just hang in with these guys for a sec here and see if Johnny Mac can close the gap. Oh, I'm sorry, John Watson. I just saw your post there. I had wondered what had happened up in the front, and that was it. It looks like David Rowley has had some technical issues and is out of the race, and that's a heartbreaker. Just as you're saying there in your post, David, sig just broken tonight, and you look like you're in great shape. Yep, Douglas in P20. Gup and Marco duking it out. Mikey Radrix up to P21, Jean-Yves Sampson in 22, Lou Mascarelli in P23, hang on to her Louie, and Paul Hall trying to keep his eyes and bumper in touch with Lou Mascarelli. Sam Rolfe off into the guardrail, and he parks it. Whoa, Sam. Boy, oh boy, we didn't even get around to you tonight, Sam, but we will right now. I'm sorry to see that. Sam Rolfe. Sam is 36. Racing out of Tucson, Arizona. Sam's a teacher. He's had 51 GT1 races. His best start's 14th. His best finish is 13th. His average start is 21. His average finish is 17th. And Sam, your DNF rate's 80%. So you're right on track there. You got to keep it on track. You do really well when you keep it together there, Sam. We'll get some action next time you're out on the track. There's your race leader, David Poel. Just jump over the leaderboard here. Take a quick look. Poel, 5 seconds out on White. White's got 7 seconds over Roman. And look at that, those top 3 drivers. Boy, oh boy, 12 seconds back to Chris Moses, but Weisman is closing up on Moses. Let's jump on board. Chris Moses. Chris, the pit wizard Moses. Unbelievable job you do for us, Chris. This guy here gets all the races put together, does the drivers' meetings, gets the races started, makes sure we're all there in the right grid order, and then jumps in his car and races around to be one of the most successful drivers any GP's ever had. So, my hat's off to you, Chris. And, boy, this guy's willing to help anybody out. He's been great to me and great to any of the other guys that asked for his help. So, good to see you up there. Chris Moses, one half of PMR. Big Al Merriman, the other half. Lauren Weisman at P5, trying to close the gap. Andre Prado up to P6, and Andre is motoring. Now, let's just, I want to take a look here, guys, at the timing and see. Sector timing, lap timing. Well, I can't see it there, but I sure would be interested to see what kind of lap times this guy's turning in. Well, here we go now. Fastest lap's 152, and Prado's coming around to finish. He's a little off the fastest lap time, but we're coming into lap 16. We're scheduled for 47, so we got about 7 laps before we hit the pit window. We'll be sure to grab Andre Prado as we get into the pit window here and get some in-car interviews. John Sportelli. Sportelli has lost it there. He's dropped back a couple of spots. Now into 10th. Boy, oh boy, he's not going to be happy with himself. And that puts Andre Cole up to full speed, coming up to the back of Sportelli. On board with Andre Cole, hunting down John Sportelli. Andre Cole in the McLaren. John Sportelli in the 550 Ferrari. Oh, Andre grabbing a bit of curb there. the inside. Gotta get up closer. And we can look for Poel to be trying to put a pass on Sportelli very shortly. Just gonna cycle back quick. Brad Maris in P12, not too far behind those guys, but Bon Boy not letting Brad out of his sight. And Canavan at 14, there's 3 drivers that are going bumper to bumper for 12, 13, 14. And looks like Christian Hamilton has let his teammate Canavan take the P14 away from him. Still in the points, Christian. Good ride. Big Al Merriman up to P16. Looks like he's got a little bit of damage there on that Ford GT. Johnny McIntyre in P17. And Wathen pushing hard. That big Aston sliding all over the place. In P18, hunting down McIntyre. Mark O'Connie into P19. Gup Douglas in 20. Johnny Sampson in 21 and Graytrix in 22. Lou Mascarelli in the Aston. And Paul Hall staying on the back of Mascarelli. So good on you, Paul. Wind that Lambo up and hang in there with Liquid Lou. Chuck Carter and P25. Sergio Calderon in 26. Marty Uren in 27th. And that's it. Out in front. Mr. Chenworth, is that you? How are you doing out there? Alex White in P2. Rich Roman in 3. Weisman into 4th. Moses into 5th. Well, Chris must have had a bit of an incident there. Boy, oh boy, that didn't take Weisman long to get past Chris, so I think something must have transpired there. Sorry, we missed that. Great to have you along, Mr. Chenworth. The action's been pretty good so far. Having trouble keeping up to it all. Brado, P6. That's got to be 18 positions that he has gained after dropping back to P24. So Prado having the, and boy oh boy, he has got Moses in sight, and this is going to be interesting to see once he catches up to the Pit Wizard. Andre Prado, one half of Anger Racing, and these guys, as a team, are putting on a clinic for everybody else. I'll tell you what a team they've got going here. So Prado in P6. 7 is Werner, but 8 is Parsons. On board with Parsons into the chicane, side by side. Oh, and we have got contact there. Parsons and Werner. Parsons trying to sneak around on Werner, saying, no thank you. So, Parsons going to have another go at it. You can bet your bottom dollar on that. Parsons again, having a look. Obviously has a bit of pace there on Werner. But boy, this guy's so good on braking and picking out the brake points. It's unbelievable. So I'm not taking anything away from Werner. It's just the last guy I would want to be duking it out with right now is Parsons. And look, who's right behind him is that his teammate Greg Myers. Greg is hanging on to the back side of his teammate and trying to claw his way up. So let's just hang in here for a second. and watch the action as Parsons tries to make his way around. Will he try it again in the same spot? Parsons gives himself a bit of room and gets right up on his tailpipe. And if he can get the power down, he may be able to suck in behind, grab a draft. Is he going to do it? Watch at the end of this for this big right-hander, and there he goes on the inside, and Werner dips the lights and is letting him through. Great move, Andrew Werner. What a gentleman. Got to tell you, classy move by Werner to let him through. I mean, you know, P8's nothing to sneeze about, Andrew, and this guy here is on a mission. But hang on to your helmet, because Mr. Myers just saw his teammate do that and is saying, I think I can too. So, a little bit of action there. P8 and 9. Parsons, P8. Parsons at P7, Brado at 6. Brado looking to close the gap up on Moses there. And you're right. I've been so intent on looking at the drivers. I think we're going to get rain. So, do the drivers stay out, wait for it to rain, or take advantage of their pit window? Good observation. Boy, not only are drivers the best, our actual viewers are the best at this too. Let's take a look quick and see. We're into lap 21, so we are going to grab Mr. Prado and hang in here. Andre in P6. Hunting down Chris Moses. Now we got about 3 or 4 laps to go. But if the rain comes, it is going to get a lot trickier than that. And do these guys, are they in their pit window at this point? That is a good question, and I'm not sure if they are going to be. So, let's just cycle back just a little bit. I hear somebody else flying along. A little ways back to P7. Werner, P8. Greg Myers at P9, trying to close that gap up on Werner. And John Sportelli. Whoa, now this is going to be really interesting. You're right, David. I'm looking around 23, 24 on the pit window, and it looks like we got some rain coming. The rain looks like it's here. Well, interesting development. We are getting the rain out, folks, so let's just cycle back quick through the grid. Actually, I'm going to go back up and look at that. It is now pouring out. Brado's closed the gap up on Moses. We're going to hang in here. Oh, Moses has a spin, and Brado goes around. Moses got to get it back in. He's down to P6. He's dropped to P7. That looks like Greg Myers has gone by. No, that's Aaron Parsons has gone by. So Parsons has gotten by Moses. Moses sliding all over the pace. Brado stays out. I'm going to be looking for guys coming in the pits. We just want to hang in here for just a second. I know there might be some action going on, but I'm expecting an in-car report from Mr. Prado as soon as he hits the pits. So Parsons has gone to 6, Moses to 7, and Werner in 8th. Ford in 4th. But those big Fords are probably suffering right now from rear tire wear. I know they are a beast on rear tires. So Prado's hanging on to 5th. Lauren Weisman. Oh, we've got another one at one of the Aston Martins has lost it there. This is going to get tricky, tricky, tricky. Roman in 3rd. White in 2nd. And Alex White, a big cut and just misses those tires. David Poel in 1st. Poel is staying out. I find that absolutely amazing. Roman in 3, Weisman, Prado in 5. Well, it has got to be slippery out there. And it looks like Prado's way offline. Maybe trying to get some water on the tires to keep the tires cool. And he has just about lost it. And we've got, he just got clipped by one of the Lambos. Gets it turned around again. And he is into the pits. There is a lot of confusion out there at pit entrance, as you saw. Mr. Prado, are you there? We've got a bunch of cars in the pits.
Jack?
Andre, how is it out there? What a change in weather.
Well, it's really slippery. I'm changing to soft wets on the front and hard wets on the rear. Brad is going with both hard all the way. Hopefully we get it right. You know, we're going with mixed strategies.
Hey, one hell of a drive you got going on there. I've watched you come from 24th back up to the front. Way to go, Andre. Keep up the good work out there.
Thank you, Jack. I'm gonna go back to my channel now. I made a stupid mistake in the first lap.
Well, you have a good race, and thanks for joining us.
Okay, bye-bye.
Well, there you go, Andre Prado. So, a little bit of mixed strategy in there. Look at the cars in the pits now. We've got them all in there. Myers, McIntyre, Canavan, Merriman, Cole, Sportelli, they're all in.
I put softs in the front, Brad.
Andre, you're still in our channel. Douglas, Conti. I think Conti has got some severe damage there. Christian Hamilton dives in. Lou Mascarelli is still out. Chuck Carter is out. Mikey Graytrix. Boy, oh boy. So this is when we're going to look for David Poel.
Can you change me?
I wish I could. I can't.
Oops.
So it looks like we've got Andre Cole stuck in our channel, folks. Unfortunately. Don't worry, he can't hear me. We can only hear him when he keys his mic and speaks into it. So, heck of a situation we got going there. Alex White in the pits. Poel in the pits, 1-2. Alex White down and away. David Poel down and away. And away they go. Parsons in the pits in 3, and he's going to come out a little behind. We're going to have to wait until All this transpires, and sees Paul Hall. Are you out of the race? Paul Hall is out of the race. I see that. Ouch. Boy, oh boy. Unfortunate. Looked like you had a pretty good race going there, Paul. Mr. Parsons and the McLaren still in the race there, in the pits. Brado out in 5th. Roman in 4th. Weisman in 3rd. David Poel in 2nd. And Alex White has made the jump in the pits to get himself into P1. Well, this is making it very interesting. As you heard, we're going to look for Brad Maris is taking hard wets all around, and Andre is taking soft on the front and hard on the rear. We're going to keep an eye on those guys and see how that strategy fares out. Big thanks to Andre for coming and joining us on the broadcast. And you guys want to join me in pit lane on the broadcast, just give us a holler and we'll get all the details worked out. There's Brad there. Have himself keen to get back into his own channel again. P1, Alex White, and we've got going wide. That's either Big Al or Chris Moses. We'll find out. Andre in 5th, Sportelli in 6th, Canavan 7, Maris in 8, Greg Myers in 9, Parsons. Greg's out in front of his teammate. Mr. Parsons in 10, Werner in 11, Andre Cole in 12, and Chris Moses in 13. And Chris just picking up a spot. Past Werner to move into P12. Let's jump on board with Chris. Take a look at the spray. This is where a light touch is going to be your friend here. Easy on the gas, soft on the brakes. Whoa, Chris getting out a little wide on the curbing there. And a little bit of a bobble there. Look at the water on the track. Holy jumping. And we've got drivers going off. Wow, Chris, watch it on cutting that corner. These cuts are going to play right into this, and I wouldn't be surprised if some of these guys are actually going to lose a spot. Let's jump on board with Chris as he takes a look on the inside of Andre Cole. Chris side by side with Cole. Chris on the outside, and there's contact. Cole with a bit of a bobble. Oh, and Chris, Andre not letting him go. Holy jumping, guys, go easy. The track is slippery, and Chris makes it through. Wow. Holy jumping. What great action. So Chris up to P12, Chris into P11, Cole into 12, Johnny McIntyre in 13, Juan Monroy in 14th, Mark O'Connor. Here's another guy that's really good in the rain. This guy's done really well in the rain. He practices in the rain. He sets up for the rain. I'm looking if he can handle this Lambo. I'm looking for this guy to slowly move his way up. I wouldn't be surprised if he picks up 3 or 4 positions before the end of the race. Gup Douglas. Way to go, Gup. Up into the last points paying position, P16. John Wathen with the big Aston in P17. Giving her a slide. Big Al Merriman in P18. Mikey Graytrix in 19. Christian Hamilton in 20. And Werner is pulling it in and getting some new skin put on that tire, on that car. Chuck Carter in the Koenigsegg at 22nd. Lou Mascarelli in 23rd. And Sergio Calderon got some rubber and is headed back out. Marty has parked it. Had enough for tonight. Salem parked it. Had enough for tonight. And there's your race leader. Let's just jump over the leaderboard. Take a look at the gaps there. Wow. 13 seconds. Wow, 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 wow. Big gaps here. White. 13 seconds out in front, but he is sliding that thing all over the place. In front of Poel by 13 seconds, and Poel has got a 6-second lead over Roman, and a good 12 seconds to Weisman. So they are all gapped out. It looks like we go down to P7, and down to P7 to P11 is where the action is. And let's jump on board David Canavan and Brad Maris. Now this is going to be a good battle here. Let's just jump on board with Brad. Brad, the instructor. Like I mentioned earlier, Brad's one of our instructors here at NAGP, and if you want to learn how to drive your car a little faster, you get a hold of Brad. He'll make time for you, give you some tips, make you get around the track a little smoother, a little safer, and a lot faster. In the Saleen S7R. Maris, Canavan, Sportelli, and Prado. Prado hunting down Weisman. And right up behind him as well. Now, as I mentioned earlier, I think Weisman not running much of a wing on that car. He likes the straight line power, and that might hurt him in these corners. But boy, I gotta think he's got to be running some wing here. Prado sliding that car around. Boy, that Andre went by. Let's jump on board. Into the NGK chicane. Up to the Coca-Cola curve. Yeah, just as I thought. Boy, look at that Nissan. He can't be running much wing on that thing to get that thing going down the straightaway like that. So, Prado, Weisman, Rich Roman, David Poel, and Alex White. And Poel coming up to traffic, and out of the way they go. And let him on through. But it sure looks like Alex White. In the car he said he hated. The Maserati. Sure is looking like he likes it tonight though. White, Poel, Roman, Weisman, and Prado all over the back of him. And Weisman, a big slide, and off he goes. And that puts Prado into P4. Now, let's just jump back over to the leaderboard. Prado, 12 seconds off the podium. We're turning 29 laps. Boy, we may just have time here to witness the drive of the night. We've already seen it. Another close one on that chicane there. Boy, oh boy, I hate to see any of these guys lose it just because of the cuts. But if you cut, you cut. And look, am I mistaken, or is the track drying up? Still lots of rain and water out there, but it might be drying just a little bit, but there's still a lot of glare, so there's still a lot of water out there. And still a lot of clouds. Whoa! That might be McIntyre there. Big slide in front of Prado. So, Prado in fourth. On a mission, on a move. Weisman back to fifth. Sportelli up to sixth with Canavan all over his tailpipe. Let's just hang in here. Watch Canavan put a move on the inside there. Canavan all over the back of Sportelli. And this is going to be interesting. Sportelli in the Ferrari 550 against Canavan in the Lister. Sportelli slow in that one, and Les Canavan right up on his bumper. And Canavan all over the back of him. Boy, oh boy, I would hate to be in Sportelli's seat right now. And man, if this track dries out before the end of the race, these guys are going to cook these tires really quick. Canavan, Sportelli into the chicane. Canavan, can he hang in behind him? And he's right on his tailpipe there. That's right where Canavan wants to be. He is going for it. You can see on the line is fairly dry, and on the outside, and he can't really hold it. But John Sportelli, good move on you, John. I mean, a great sportsmanlike gesture on his part. And Canavan, a big bobble there. We've got some cars off the track. One of the big Fords. Sportelli has given the position up to Canavan, but better that than wrecking your race. Sportelli in a good position to grab some points there in P6, and that's nothing to sneeze about here around in this league, I'll tell you that much for sure. So Sportelli in 5, Canavan in 4, Weisman in 3, Prado in 2, and Poel in 1. Now what has happened? Holy jumping. What has happened to our driver here? Alex White has parked it. Alex White has lost it. My goodness, I'm sorry we missed that. Jeez. Well, Greg Myers off the track as well. Got it back up and running. Greg into P9. So, whoa. Yes, Kenny, we lost Alex White. So, we got Andre Cole now. Going to start hunting down Greg Myers. Myers in 9. Parsons in 8. Brad Maris in 7. And Brad Maris and Sportelli, it does. It looks like the track is drying out, and these guys have got to go in. And this is going to be super interesting here. A whole bunch of them are headed in now. We got Weisman in, Canavan in, Rich Roman staying out, Andre Prado is out. We'll see if he has to make a stop. And David Poel. So Poel retakes first with an unfortunate incident. We've got another one of the 4 GTs. That's Werner out on the grass there. Now let's hang in here and just have a look-see. We got just a little bit of ways to go to see if David Poel, our race leader, is going to pull it in and take a tire change. This is going to be really interesting to finish off this race. Boy, it looks like we've got either Big Al or Chris Moses. Nope. Poel is staying out. He is staying out on the track, so obviously he's got something going that the others don't. Let's move back and see where we are now. We've got Poel in first. Prado is up into second place, and he's not that far back. Unbelievable. So, Poel's in first with an 11-second lead over Prado and a huge gap back to third. So we got a 50-second gap from first to third. Myers not that far back in fourth, and Weisman in fifth. Cole in sixth, Monroy seventh, Maris in eighth, Johnny McIntyre in ninth, and Canavan in 10th. Sportelli has dropped to 11th, but we'll wait and see if other drivers are going to put themselves in and get some tire changes. This has been an interesting development here. Looks like we've got about 22 cars left running. We got another car off the track there. So, Poel's in first, Prado in second, Rich Roman in third, Greg Myers up to P4, and looks like Weisman all over the back of Greg. Cole in sixth, and it looks like Monroy in seventh, Maris in eighth, McIntyre in ninth, Canavan into the wall. Canavan puts it into the wall there in 10th position. He's going to lose a spot there to Moses. And Moses with a little bit of a bobble there. And Marco Conti into 11th. Now, if Marco can hold these tires on this thing, like I told you, he's a tricky guy in the rain. He's a real decent driver in the rain, that Marco is. Sportelli into 12th. Canavan gets it rolling again in P13. Got Douglas out in the gravel in P14, so tire selection. And he has just lost that spot to Graytrix. Graytrix goes by. And Canavan spins it again. And I would say it's time for David to get in there and get some tires on that car. And Canavan says, no, thank you very much. Just fine where I am. So he stays out there, spinning the car twice in one lap. Graytrix in 14th. Got Douglas in 15th, Wathen in 16th. Looks like John's having his troubles too. Wathen over the curbs. Looks like we've got another one there. Oh, parked at the side. Christian Hamilton all over. Our cars are all over the place. Christian has put it into the grass in 16th. Chuck Carter in 17th. Lou Mascarelli in 18th. Parsons, flat tire. And trying to get out. My goodness. Oh, frustrating. 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 Alex White parked it. Sergio Calderoni in 20th. Andrew Werner parked it. Marty's parked it. Salem's parked it. David Poel, P1. Oh, that poor Parsons. He is just stuck there smoking his tires. That looks like Chris Moses all over the back of Mr. Poel. So, we got Poel, Prado in 2, Roman in 3rd, Myers up to P4, Cole in 5th, Monroy in 6th, McIntyre in 7th, Chris Moses in 8th, and Chris has passed David Poel. Mark O'Connie in P9. That's either Maris or Prado having a big slide there. Lauren Weisman in for a tire change. Mikey Radrix in P11. Followed by Sportelli in P12, and John working hard to grab that curb, not to incur a cut. Got Douglas in P13. John Wathen out in the grass. And the lights go out, and that might be it for Mr. Wathen. Hamilton in P15, Chuck Carter in the pits, grabbing more tires. So tire selection became a big one here. Huge, huge, huge. We've got wet, dry, wet. How rotten can that be? Mascarelli in 17. Parsons has parked it. What a frustrating turn of events there. Alex White. Calderon in P20. And Sergio having trouble keeping it on the track as well. So we've got a bunch of them parked it. Back out in front. David Poel has just jumped to the leaderboard. So Prado, 7 seconds behind the leader. Roman 40 seconds back of them. As Myers and Monroy are in tight. So we got Myers, Monroy, Cole, and McIntyre, and Moses still on the lead lap. But Moses has just regained the lead lap over top of David Poel. So we know he's about a minute 54 back. Let's take a look. We're going into lap 35 out of 47. We might not run 47, we might run 45, so 35, about 10 more laps to go. David Poel, your race leader. And we have got more wet conditions coming again. Wow. Talk about changeable conditions here tonight. This is just a pit lane nightmare we've got going on here. But if anybody has been able to manage it as well as anybody else, it has been David Poel, your race leader. And there has been the drive of the night, folks, as far as I'm concerned. Andre Prado. Pooched it on the first lap. Put himself back in P24 and all the way up to P2. Unbelievable. Rich Roman in P3. Hang on to it, Rich. Boy, that was close there. As we saw with Aaron Parsons, it's only going to take one little misstep, and that could end your evening in disaster. So, Greg Myers, Juan Monroy, Juan putting the pressure on Greg. Let's jump on board with Juan Monroy. And Juan up and around Greg Myers. Juan in the Ferrari 550. Tire selection, tire selection, tire selection. Gotta be slippery out there. Whoa! We've got another car off. Can't quite see who it is there. Looks like they've got it moving again though, so we got Greg Myers in P5, Cole in 6, Moses in 7, and Moses having a great look at Cole. Let's go on board with Chris Moses on the inside, and boy, oh boy, Chris is on a tear. He just took that spot away like Andre was sitting still. Wow. Boy, oh boy, that Chris has got that car dialed in, and obviously the pit wizard has pulled off some sheer magic again in the pits and with tire selection. Well, you can still see there is definitely, and yep, there's some big wet out there now, and it looks like Andre Cole's moving offline to try and grab some of that to cool his tires down. So Cole in 7, Johnny Mack in 8. Mark O'Connor up to P9. Greatrix in P10. A great run from Mike Greatrix tonight to get himself into the top 10. Way to go, Mike. Yep, Blue Sky track is gonna be trying out here. Gup Douglas in P11. Big slide by Gus. Off into the gravel and back on. Hang on, Gup. John Sportelli back to P12. Christian Hamilton at 13. Lou Mascarelli in the points at P14. Way to go, Lou. Great drive. Hang on to that Aston. Chuck Carter in the points at P15. Wathen has parked it. Sergio Calderon, 1 out of points in 17. Boy, oh boy. And there's your race leader coming up to all sorts of traffic there, and away they go. Let them by. That's what we like to see, but that's easier said than done. You know, we've got these leaders coming around to some lap traffic, and it's pretty tough to get out of the way without wrecking your own lap, wrecking your own car, and destroying the race leader. So P1, the David Poel. Rich Roman in P2. Prado in P3. So Prado was dropped from P2 to P3. You can still see a lot of water on that track, even though we're getting the blue skies out there. Try and get another look at the sky and see what's going on there. Whoa, big slide there. Yep, blue skies. Monroy into P4. Greg Myers in P5. Cole in 6th. Moses in 7. Let's jump on board with Chris Moses and see if we can see. Yep. Not far away. Chris on a tear. Damp, wet track and tire selection. Yep, I would say Pirellis are going to be the choice here in the wet. Chris grabbing all sorts of curb there. You know, he's one guy that is absolutely scary to watch drive, but he just loves sliding those cars around. Chris having a look on the inside. Whoa, off into the grass. Down into the chicane. Oh, and Chris had to lock him up. Well, good on you, Chris. That could have been disaster. And a good save. Big Ford. Whoa, and around the outside. Can you hold it on the corner there? And yes, he can. And around Andre Cole he goes, and boy, oh boy, oh boy. Woo. Chris hanging it out all over the place. Chris now up to P6. Cole in 7. Johnny McIntyre in 8. Marco Conti in 9th. Whoa, big slide up in front of Marco. It allows him to get the Lambo around. Mikey Greatrix, top 10. Great finish, Mike. Got Douglas into P11. Christian Hamilton at 12. Lou Mascarelli up to P13. Way to go, Louie. Chuck Carter off into the wall. And boy, oh boy, did he lose some of his front end there. I don't know if he can get the heck out of there. Oh, he has lost his splitter on the front. And you be careful, Chuck, when you get back out on the track. This is going to be very dicey, and it looks like we've got, whoa, some cars coming, so take her easy. And he has parked it. Boy, oh, and look at Sergio Calderon's front end. He is all smashed to bits, too. Boy, oh boy, these guys are taking a beating out here tonight. Just going to jump up. We're at lap 39. We got about 8 laps to go. Sergio Calderon in P15. He's in the points, but boy, he's going to need all the money he can get to put that car back together. Lawson has parked it. Parsons parked it. White has parked it. Werner's parked it. Marty's parked it. Salem's parked it. There's your race leader. David Poel. Motor Big Ford. Done well tonight. Well, David, well deserved if you can hang on to this one. Coming up to some lap traffic. Rich Roman in P2. Prado in P3. Let's just take a look quick. Sorry, go back to the board again. Yeah, Prado is way behind now, Rich Roman, so he is just going to be hanging on there. And he's got about a 23, 22 second gap between Juan Monroy. So if he can keep his pace up and not have to pit for more tires and not put it off, he may have driven himself from 24th at the end of the first lap all the way to P3. So that is quite the drive. Quite the drive tonight. So Myers and Monroy. Let's jump on board with Craig Myers and see if he can make up some time and grab Juan Monroy and corral him in. Well, Greg might be able to make some up here. Let's just take a look. Still looks rather slippery out there. And you can see the spray. So there is still quite a bit of water on the track. And this may play into Greg's hands as he is very good at driving the line. But even so, still lots of water. So we got Myers in 5th, Monroy 4th, Prado 3rd, Rich Roman puts it off, and that'll cost him a bit of time. These leaders here just gotta keep it on the track. It's all about keeping it on the track and keeping consistent. And David Poel, your race leader. So let's run him down. Poel, a big slide there as well. Whoa, it looks like we got Chris Moses off into the gravel. So we got Poel, Roman, Prado has spun. Gets it turned around again. You know, these guys might think there's a bit more grip than they've really got out there because they're still sliding and spinning these cars around. And the last thing they're going to want to do is have to pull in for another pit stop. Prado in P3, Monroy in P4, Myers in 5, Cole in 6, and Moses. And Moses has put it off, and now he's got to do the repeat and get by Andre Cole again. Let's go on board. Chris Moses as he goes outside and around, and Andre Cole has lost it on the corner, and he just barely manages to get the heck out of the way in a total disaster. So Cole has dropped himself back to 8. Marco Conti in 9. Great Tricks in 10. Got Douglas in 11. Christian Hamilton hanging on to her in P12. Lou Mascarelli in 13. And let's just take a look at Lou's car. I think Lou's car is in pretty decent shape there. Atta boy, Louie. Your car's looking good. Sergio Calderon in 14. And he is smashed to pieces, that guy. Chuck Carter in 15. There you go. We have got very few guys running left. We've got 14 cars left running. We started with 30 cars, 16 DNFs. Unbelievable. So, Calderon, Mascarelli, Hamilton, Gup Douglas, Mikey Graytrix, Marco Conti, Andre Cole, Johnny McIntyre, Chris Moses in 6, Myers in 5, Monroy in 4, Prado in 3rd, Roman in 2nd, and David Poel out in front. I guess the lesson here tonight, folks, is if you keep it on the track, keep it clean, and had half-decent pace, you're in the points. Yeah, Kenny Rodriguez there. I would say, yes, Mike Graytrix is having a great race tonight. I agree with you. A great finish, and I'd have to go back in the records. I don't have Andy with me right here, but I am sure that if Mikey can hang on, he's going to have one of his best finishes in GT1, which is great to see. Love racing with him on Monday nights as well. So, we're scheduled for 49. I think she's going to end a little early tonight. We're on 43. We got about 5 laps to go. Here's your race leader. Poel, Roman, Brado, big cut there. As I mentioned earlier, I think these cuts are going to maybe cost some of these guys. You know, they get dropped a lap. It's going to really hurt because every one of these drivers right now is in points. So this is not going to be good. Juan Monroy in P4, Greg Myers P5, Chris Moses in 6, McIntyre in 7, Cole in 8th, Mark O'Connor in 9th, and Mikey Graytrix, top 10. Hang on to her, Mike. Just keep her smooth, and you'll have a top 10 finish in GT1. And that is nothing to sneeze at. GT1 is super competitive. So, it'd be a great finish for you. Gup Douglas, P11. Christian Hamilton in P12. Liquid Lou Mascarelli in P13. And Sergio Calderon in P14. Sergio, you get the award tonight for the most beat-up car that is still running out there. The mechanics are going to have a field day when they get back in. Bull, your race leader. And well-deserved tonight. It has been tough conditions. We've got dry, wet, drying. Tire selection must have been just brutal for these guys. I know it's always tough to make the correct choices. And it looks like Chris Moses is hanging on the back. Whoa, big slide by Chris there as he's hanging on the back of David Poel. But I think David just has too much for the rest of the field tonight. Unfortunately, we didn't catch what happened to Mr. White. Mr. White was having a spectacular race. And Chris again with another bobble there. David Poel, your race leader. Rich Roman, another great race here tonight too for Mr. Roman. Andre Brado, big push for Andre. Had a few spins. Tires look like they're causing him grief out there now. He was gracious enough to come in and let us know what he was doing out there with his tire selections. Juan Monroy in P4. Greg Myers, a big slide, and good on Greg. Nobody around him. Chris in P6. And Mr. letting Chris go by. And was that the checkered flag? And I think that was it, folks. I think we've had the race. David Poel, your winner. Rich Roman, P2. Andre Prado. Coming around for the final chicane. Big slide. Brado, P3. Juan Monroy. Gonna take P4. Greg Myers. Well, let's make sure Juan gets through and takes his flag. The way things are going tonight, you just never know. But it sure looks like Juan has got a handle on it there down the straight. Greg Myers, or Chris Moses. So, Greg Myers has given up the spot to Chris Moses. Boy, oh boy, Greg is not going to be happy there. Chris driving his way into P5. Chris around the final corner to take P5. Greg Myers around the final corner to take P6. Boy, oh boy. Oh, Greg has lost it. Put it in the wall. He gets to just keep it going to the end of the race there. And he does. Johnny Mack is in P7. Connie in... Well, that was very interesting. A lot of attrition there tonight. I got to thank you guys for tuning in. Thanks. I'm going to try and get bigger glasses for next week so I can read your chats. Thanks for tuning in and watching NAGP. It has been a lot of fun here tonight. Remember, we got race action Monday nights, Thursday nights, and Saturdays. Join us, NAGP TV. Thanks for joining in. I'm Jack Ivey, and we will catch you at the races.